Welcome back inside Janesville Ice Arena here in Janesville, Wisconsin, as the Austin Bruins get set to do their third game in 3 days. This time they're going against the Janesville Jets. My name is TJ Shalott, voice of the Austin Bruins. Happy to have you alongside as we get set for this third game, a 3-3 between the Bruins and the Janesville Jets. Last night did not go in favor of the Austin Bruins, a final score of 5-2. Janesville getting goals from 5 different goal scorers, including Matthew Romer, Bartechko, Minihan, DiStefani, their leading goal scorer, as well as Noah Agerter. So the Bruins need to step things up offensively here tonight. Last night for Austin, they got one player. They had one player on the goal sheet. That was Peter Jacobs, getting 2 tallies, his second and third of the season. As we take a look at last night, after the loss, the Bruins slide down to 2-1-1-0. Fortunately for them, most of the division was idle last night, so it didn't do any jeopardy to their standing situation. However, on the other side for the Janesville Jets, their victory bumped them up into first place in the Midwest, now with a record of 4-1-0-0. As for the Austin Bruins, it was the most goals they've given up in a single game this season, and immediately a lot of people want to point fingers at the goaltender in that situation. Zach Hansen got the start last night, and honestly, I felt he played pretty darn well in goal. There were a couple defensive breakdowns that led to at least 2 Janesville Jets goals that I can think of off the top of my head, which, unfortunately for the Bruins, did not work out, but you can't hang those on the head of the goaltender. One in particular was a wide open K. DiStefani, who was hanging out in the high slot. He beat Zach Hansen over on that blocker side. Nothing the netminder could do as he was tracking the puck behind the goal line. It was a bang-bang play, quick pass out into the slot, and DiStefani beat him. Another that I could think of was in the second period when in the first period, when it was Bartechko who was left all alone hanging out on the base of the goal line, right next to the post, back door. And unfortunately for the Austin Bruins, it went in right through the arm of Zach Hansen. So the Bruins need to clean it up defensively while also finding their groove and finding their rhythm offensively. The Bruins are 2-1-1-0 coming into the season. Ignore what you're seeing up on the side there. They do still have 5 points, and the Jets do have 8 points, which leads them in first place in the Midwest Division. But one of the things right now for the Bruins, as you look over to the stats on my left-hand side, goals for and goals against. For the first time this year, the Bruins have given up more goals collectively than they have allowed, than they themselves have scored this season. The other glaring issue last night, special teams. You can see the Bruins right now, that meager 12.5% on the power play. They have been unsuccessful since last Friday when they went 2 for 4. So when you take 2 for 4 and the fact that they're sitting right now at 2 for 16, they are 0 for 12 in their last 3 games. The Bruins need to find that magic on the power play if they hope to get one here tonight against the Janesville Jets. It's a 5 p.m. puck drop between the Bruins and Jets. We'll be heading back. And as for what's up next for the Austin Bruins, to be determined. We will leave it at that. There's a couple things in the works, but as of right now, the Bruins do not have anything scheduled against any other teams in the league right now. As we take a look at tonight's lineups, there are a couple of changes across the board. Connor Crawford is out. Sutter Mazzotti is out. So 2 forwards that played last night will be scratches tonight, both of them healthy scratches. In their place, we'll see Ahmed Malsagov. Malsagov, I learned after the game last night, was a late healthy scratch for no particular reason. It was just a decision that was made by the coaching staff. Ahmed Malsagov will now be back in the lineup tonight, as will Jake Jensen, getting his first start since the second game of the year against this very Janesville Jets team. So Mazzotti and Crawford out, Jake Jensen and Ahmed Malsagov are in. The other big decision, the other big change tonight, Tyler Shea is slotting in between the pipes. And I was talking a little bit with assistant coach Justin Fisher in passing this morning, and I briefly asked him, so is Tyler Shea going to be the one that's going to go here tonight? And he did say Shea was going to be going, and I made a comment to him, and I said, is this just to get things secure, just to firm things up? Obviously, the Bruins have 3 netminders on their roster, including Shea, Hansen, and Hudson Hodges. Hansen played well last night, but sending him back out there, I think, would have been more detrimental to his confidence than positive. And in the case of Hudson Hodges, he hasn't played a game here yet this regular season, so would it have been a wise decision to throw him out there after the team gave up 5 goals last night and did not play well defensively? I thought that would have been an ill-advised decision. So naturally, the Bruins are going to go with Tyler Shea, one of the top 10 goaltenders in the league. Tyler Shea, as far as goals against average is concerned, as a matter of fact, he is number 9 in the league with his meager 2.22 goals against average. So if the Bruins are able to tighten down defensively, they can get a good game out of Tyler Shea, figure out that power play, and somehow get the offense moving. They're going to step into the right direction, because right now, everything's in limbo.